chickened out.
Hey, listen to Commander Cookout Podcast, episode 309. I'm Brando. I'm here with Ryan. We're going to continue the arc of the secrets of EDH by talking about getting outclassed. Now, hit our theme song! Hey, Ryan. We're back again for another whirlwind adventure. How you doing?
We are back. What is going down?
Well, not much has changed since yesterday. We're still in the booth. It's been 24 hours for you, about 15 minutes for us. But we still have to thank official business daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com. They're your source for all your gaming needs.
Very much so. And Business Daddies, very excited about Commander Cook-Offs?
Commander Cook-Off. Oh, shit.
No. Can't even say my own thing right.
Now we are a cooking show.
Business Daddies, very excited about Commander Cookout's Sidewalk Slam.
Man, that's going to be so good. Premiering June 3rd.
We suck. What happened?
I don't know. We used up all that good energy yesterday, and now it's the bonus show, and we're coasting. It's a long weekend. It's May long weekend here in Canada. It's, what is it, Queen Victoria went into space or something, and
yes.
we celebrate that in Canada?
Yes.
I don't know.
And in the United States, the land of the free, I think it's Memorial Day, where they shot down the rocket that she was flying in. So we remain a monarchy.
All right.
That's how holidays work.
We were trying to shoot her into space so that we could be a republic too, and America was like, So they shot her down, and she parachuted back down here, and we're like, oh, him, you fucks. That's my British accent. I apologize to anybody who has been to Britain or is British.
Well, here's the thing.
You know what? No, I don't. You guys are...
I knew that you were going to change your mind.
Definitely.
Business Daddies, FusionGamingOnline.com, where you can use CCO Spring promo code or CCO Perks promo code if you're spending big money and want to get some of that back in store credit. They, Business Daddies that is, very excited about CCO Sidewalk Slam. They've seen the preview. They haven't seen any of the official footage yet.
We'll put a link to the thing. It's on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, which it should be.
Yes, they're going to be broadcasting it across all of their platforms like the manabase.com. That's their content site where you can find us and their Facebooks and their Twitters and everywhere so people can find it. Yes.
I think this is going to be the piece of content that's going to finally encourage them to follow me on Twitter.
Probably not, but I hope that this is the piece of content that finally has people tuning in and subscribing on YouTube because you've been asking for it. I ask, what's CCO not doing that you wish we were? And everybody says, gameplay.
We're doing it.
Well, now we're doing it. It's happening June 3rd, and no spoilers. Other than June 3rd, tune in. It's going to be great. But we wanted to talk a little bit about it because it's interesting going back and watching the game. you know, way back in the day when we've done, you and I have done like Commander or Magic level up moments.
Yeah.
And one of my level up moments was starting the show. I thought reviewing other people's decks and watching other types of content to know what works, what doesn't, what I like, what I don't like, what I would like to do, made me level up. I think it made me a better Magic player. It forced me to change the way I think about the game.
I didn't.
You never change anything. It's the same Brando since 1992.
That's right.
When I go back and watch Sidewalk Slam, and you're going to do it too because you played in the game.
Yeah, I did.
You're going to say, why didn't I do that? Or I can't believe that when... Alex or Aiden, those are the other two guys that played with us, when they did this or said this, I didn't clue in, or I missed that, or I just didn't see that play where I could have killed that person.
Man, I was taking a pee after the game, and I realized it was an insane thing. There's no way I would have figured it out at the time unless I sat and tanked for a long time. I'm like, shit, I definitely could have...
Missed it.
Yeah, I could have maybe not won, but I probably would have won because I would have killed the guy that ended up winning.
Yeah.
So it would have changed the whole game had I just paid that one little...
There was an instance where I was going to get attacked with 9 2/2 plant tokens for Exaxes. And I convinced Aiden to not do it. And he's like, you know what? You're right. You get 5 and you get 4 of them. Right? And then I lived and I got another turn and I ended up taking distinct advantage of not being dead. So you're gonna see what that means, and it's a ton of fun. So I wanted to tell you some stuff.
Oh, I love stuff.
Some stuff.
Tell me stuff.
We've had some help from Discord members, CCO Nationalites, in designing the look and the feel of the show with the logo and some of the animations and like Guy Pizza did the skeletons.
Oh, yeah, with the little boop, boop.
Yeah, we got cool transitions in between like screens and stuff that Tyler's doing, editor Tyler. He's doing all that stuff. Anthony Bockley, all filler Aiden Miller.
Man, we got a whole team.
Yes, we've got a whole kind of CCO design team now that happens all in the Discord and all like with direct communication, not only between each other, but with me and with Tyler and you and I. Like we've talked about it a lot.
Yeah.
How kind of we want it to look and feel and sound. And I'm taking kind of what we've discussed and kind of just like dumping it out onto those guys. and not only are they like educated and guys that work in design and know how to do that kind of stuff, they're very in tune with the culture of CCO, the speed of our content, and they know what other people who tune into CCO are into. Yeah. So that's how it's kind of coming to fruition. I think that's really cool that we've got a community that's willing to step up and
help us
and make the product better. I keep telling them like, make the product that you would want to tune into.
Yeah.
And I think that's super excited. And when we travel, like when we're traveling to Winnipeg and we're traveling to Washington and hopefully other places to Magic Fests and stuff, I want to have like a traveling fucking rig set up so we can do sidewalk slams on the road.
That'd be cool. Oh,
on the sidewalks on the road.
I was trying to come up with like a roadhouse slam.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, and we can play with other people in the nation and other creators and take requests on who we meet up with and play with.
That'd be fun.
I think that would be so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just turn it into like another thing that we do at the CCO Penthouse, for example.
Because that's always another thing.
Another thing, yeah. Another piece of the CCO experience, right? Like another thing that we get to do. So
love it.
Super cool. That's the kind of stuff that the Kickstarter helped us afford and the Patreon support helps us with, because it takes a fucking lot of time to cut down what ended up being a 2-hour game.
It would have been, I keep saying, it would have been way shorter if you guys hadn't have been dicks about it.
Yeah, right about at the 12-minute mark, we're like, oh man, this game is going to be over. I won't even have to cut this. Yeah, fuck, 2 hours later.
Yeah. I tried.
It cut down though under an hour.
Good.
Yeah, super tight though. So it's lots of fun. Tyler actually gave me a couple stats when he's putting the show together.
Jesus.
We scanned all the cards that we played. We scan them. They go into a file. We send them off to Tyler, just like we send them off to Joe when we do deck lists. And they just have a script or whatever that they just punch into fucking whatever, and some magic happens inside a computer.
They do computer stuff that we don't understand, and it comes out.
And it downloads all of the cards in the list.
Neat.
Yes. So I sent that off to Tyler.
They better be all foil so everybody knows how fucking pimp my deck was.
Well, when we scan the cards, it scans the exact version.
Oh, good.
And in the file, it tells Tyler what version it is.
Okay,
now,
good.
Here's the funny thing. Here's the thing that fucked. Is we sent him 74 cards, which was not quite all of them.
Oh.
Because there were some from New Capenna that didn't scan. They're too new at the time. And there were some altars that I played that also did not scan.
Makes sense.
So Tyler would just have to manually notice when he's looking at the footage. Hopefully he did. And download those cards individually.
Right.
And I told him that like yesterday. And he's like, oh, what are you talking about? What file? Because he said, you guys played 85 different cards in that game. And I thought, wow, that's fucking lots.
Yeah.
That's four decks. That's like 20-some cards each. Kind of.
Ish, yeah.
Ish. And he goes, what are you talking about? I sent you that file. You know, you could just download it. All the cards. He goes, no. Definitely got buried. I definitely went through all of the game and downloaded cards as you played them.
Oh my God. Oh no. Damn it.
Oh no. So hopefully we can iron out those kinds of kinks and
That's growing pains, right? It's like,
yeah.
why do you want your WrestleMania main event to end with some idiot jumping off the top rope with a cast on his arm, bashing somebody on the kind of the shoulder area, and he goes down?
That would not just be growing pains. That would be arm pains.
That'd be actual pain. The guy's arm wasn't actually broken. He had that cast on for like 5 or 6 years. It was Randy Orton's dad.
Oh, Mr. Orton.
That's
yes,
right.
Yeah. So again, just the Kickstarter and the Patreon thing is a huge way that we bought that giant fucking playmat.
Yeah, it's a
and
cool
it was
playmat.
so expensive to ship it to Canada. It's like buying a secret layer, right? And just the lighting setup, and we need 2 more chairs because the 2 chairs we were using like squeak. So I was trying to like fight with that on the audio.
Well, you gotta
All the behind the scenes things that nobody knows about.
We can WD-40 them maybe. No, they're made of wood.
They're made out of wood. So I've got like a stool. So we need 1 more chair.
Oh man,
We need 1 chair, preferably a folding one because I don't have any more closet space. So awesome, super fun. June 3rd.
be there or just be there, okay?
Just be
We'd
there.
appreciate it very much.
Yeah, very much so. And fucking like it, subscribe it, and share it with your friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll like it too.
Yeah, and there's like 1 or 2 F-bombs on it, hey? Couple.
Sounds like something we do.
Couple.
Yeah,
We drank some beer too.
Good.
There was a clip where somebody said, no spoilers, somebody said, since I'm the first one out, can I have that extra beer? There was one of those, yeah. So super fun. But that's not our topic today.
Right. We talked about it at the very beginning of the show when I was telling everybody what we were going to talk about today.
Yeah, being outclassed. So this, for anybody who is unfamiliar, which is going to be everybody except for me, this is 100% Brando generated content.
Oh shit!
So Brando came up with this idea a couple years ago. Feels like with the spring we had, dog years. Feels like a couple weeks ago, and we kind of expanded on it. And I said, okay, your job is going to be think of all the examples too, since it's your fucking topic. So what is being outclassed? What is that?
Outclassed is a card that you would typically see played in several decks, several levels of deck. They're kind of not ubiquitous, but you see them played a lot. We've reached a point now where the card is either completely irrelevant because there's just so many, I don't want to say better options, but just other cards that you play instead, or in some cases, the card is just so basic that the only real purpose that it serves now is as like the name of that type of card.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, like a Dark Steel Ingot.
Yeah.
3-drop mana rock, taps for any color, which is a bunch of different cards.
Yeah.
Dark Steel Ingot, indestructible, and nobody plays it because Commander Sphere is better and draws you a card.
Yeah, and Skyclave Relic is better because it has more options.
Because it has more options. Or you're playing a single color deck and the 3-drop mana rock that taps for red turns into a creature or does something thematic with the deck. So when you have enough instances of things like that, you just forget about the most basic or least powerful one.
Unless you're Dana Roach, in which case Manolith is your bread and butter and you play more of them than Sol Ring.
Yes. Very important that we acknowledge that there are people like Dana out there that are tried, tested, and true Manolith believers.
Yep.
Yeah, very important.
Yes.
So if you want to hear about this type of stuff, stay on the line. If you want to hear about this type of thing more often on Commander Cookout, maybe leave us a comment on YouTube or, let us know on Twitter at CCO Podcast, at CCO Brando. Send us an email, commandercookout@gmail.com, with maybe show topics that you'd like to hear us talk about that aren't just deck techs. And of course, if you're in the Patreon Discord, you can let us know there, DMs or in the appropriate channel.
What do they call them?
Sub-thread?
Sub-channel?
Sub-disc?
I
Is
don't
that like a subreddit, but it's a sub-disc?
I guess so. I'm not sure how Discord works. It confuses me very lots. I don't understand what's happening.
We use it lots, but mostly it's people tagging me in memes and people asking Brando what he thinks about various brash taunter plays.
Which I super enjoy. And all of them are 10 out of 10 for the record. Brash
Yeah.
Taunter is the most handsome, most bestest, most greatest creature ever printed. So,
Never outclassed.
yeah, he will never be outclassed by anything.
What if there's a brasher taunter?
How much more brash could he be?
Oh, good point.
Yeah, like Is Wizards, do they want the game to degenerate into just Brash Taunter versus Brasher Taunter? Is that what they want? And if there was a Brasher Taunter, all that would mean is you would have a Brash Taunter and a Brasher Taunter in every deck.
Brasher the Gathering? Yeah. Magic the Brashering?
Yeah, now we're talking. Magic the Tauntering.
Brash DH?
BDH. What's that stand for? Brash. Yes.
Okay. Outclass.
Okay, outclass. Let me.
How did you come up with the idea? Let's give people the inception.
Okay, here's the inception of the idea. I was sitting, looking at one of my deck lists and thumbing through it or whatever. 2-color deck list is what I'm talking about specifically in this particular example.
We could probably apply this type of thinking to anything, though, if we make it broad enough.
And I looked at the Terramorphic Expanse I was playing.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, why the hell do I play this still?
This is ETB's Untapped.
Yep.
Tap it. Sacrifice it, search for a basic land of any type, put it onto the battlefield, tapped.
Right. So it will get me, in the particular case of the deck I was looking at, a swamp or a forest.
Okay.
So, cool. But at this point in Magic, every set, they're printing some kind of land that comes into play tapped. Yep. Right? That taps for both my colors, so I could get a land that has both my colors. It's probably going to have some kind of a marginal effect. Maybe it's a gate. Maybe it gains me a life. Maybe I get a scry. Maybe I can...
Like a campus or like those artifact lands that are indestructible.
Yeah, I could cycle it. It's
gain
a snow
land.
Yeah, but there's so many. Like, there's virtually no reason to play Terramorphic Expanse anymore unless you're playing a landfall deck and all those corner cases.
Oh, let me get this. I got you.
Okay.
I got you. But Ryan and Brando, you guys didn't think about landfall decks with your Terramorphic Expanse example. You guys didn't think about playing lands from the graveyard. You guys didn't think about Lotus Cobra. We did. Okay? Yeah. We did. We did?
Yes.
We did. This is a generic example.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, very much so, as you would say. So, I'm thinking of, and the biggest thing about Terramorphic Expanse, the thing that I hate the absolute most, is somebody goes, turn 1, Terramorphic Expanse, go.
Oh.
Land go. Okay, hang on, I have to crack my Terramorphic Expanse. So not only are you playing a land that you just don't need anymore,
you're spending my time to
but
do it.
It's slow as hell. It's wasting time also.
Time.
Right?
Yes.
And you could have a land that does so much better stuff, and you could apply that to Evolving Wilds. As sad as I am to say it, you could probably apply it to Myriad Landscape as well.
Could you apply it to the new Capenna ones where they ETB, you sacrifice them, get a basic of a certain type and gain a life?
Yes. I think so, yeah.
Because those fix you. Now, they ETB the basic tapped, and maybe this is the thing that you play instead of Terramorphic Expanse.
Because at least it's not wasting my time.
Because you might care about landfall triggers, or you might care about instances of life gain, or you might just want to fix because it does have value to have a choice.
Certainly it does.
So maybe you play that because you have to crack it immediately because it's a sacrifice upon enter the battlefield. That's kind of a funny way to think about it. But
I kind of dig those. But the thought I had, like, because what about deck thinning? No, this doesn't exist. If you're playing a deck with 37 land in it, and you're playing an Evolving Wilds and a Terramorphic Expanse for deck thinning, no, you're not. You're not thinning your deck.
You know what's a good way to thin your deck? It's like on turn 10, you sacrifice 15 lands and scape shift.
Yes.
And you get all the other lands out of your deck.
Yes.
Like every single one. So anything you ever draw ever will be a not land.
You play Endless Horizons and remove all the land from your deck.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's how you do it.
That's how you deck in. And White's getting some good card draw lately. That'd be a good idea.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's Endless Horizons. Probably expensive now, hey?
It's a few bucks, I think.
Yeah, let's look it up.
Really? I don't think it's going to be a whole bunch. But the point is, I really did think that I looked at those and was like, there's no reason to even play these in two. Like, there never was a reason to play them in a monocolor deck. There's virtually no reason to play them in a dual color deck. And I mean, maybe in a 3-color you get away with it. Maybe.
I think so.
Because there's not very many tri-colored lands that are going to make all your colors for you, right?
$10.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dang. Foils are 30.
Mama, that's because it's an Eventide card.
Yeah.
Never been reprinted.
Yeah. So, okay, where are you going with this? Why are we talking about this? Is it because we want to influence people's deck building decisions? Is it because we don't want them to waste our time with Terramorphic Expanse?
Well, Yes, I hate having my time wasted by Terramorphic Expanse. I do hate that. But if you have it, like, play it. But I think that some people call it power creep. I call it there's a finite sphere in which you can build new things. There's only going to be so many different threaten effects until you get one that just does something that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? Just by accident, because you got to keep making a new thing to sell the next pack in the 14th set that came out this month, right?
New territory that we have to expand into in some unique and or interesting way.
Exactly.
To make people want to buy it.
Yeah, and lands specifically in this particular example, I think, are one of those things that just... They're always printing a new one. There's always a new cycle. And there's like that certain bottom rung of card that was a staple that just has been nullified to a certain degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's going to be a time in a couple of years where I'm going to be saying this about Terramorphic Expanse Evolving Wilds in 5-color decks and 3-color decks because we're going to have enough
or the next things
type
like
things, right?
Like gates or the gain lands or the scry lands. People are already starting to say that about those cards. It's like they've reprinted fetch lands enough, like proper fetch lands, that you know the $15 to $20 fetch land, having my basic land come into play untapped because the speed of the format is way faster and way closer to the ground. Having my basic come into play untapped for $20 is far more worth it than gaining 1 life or scrying 1 and having a land ETB tapped, even if that land gives me 2 colors. Yeah. I don't know if I believe that yet, but I do play casual Magic. I don't play very, like, I'll play maybe I'll play 15 games, 20 games of Commander a month. Maybe that's very generous if I play that many. But let's say I played 10 games a month, maybe 2 of them would be tuned and optimized games, right? Where
you got
having
10 fetch, 10 shock.
Yeah, where having
duels.
Where I actually even have fetch lands and dual lands at ETB untapped are even in the deck, right? Yeah. So I'm not sure I believe in that, but I don't play at the super highest level. I do want to make a second caveat. I said but Ryan and Brando, what about that? I made that caveat. I'm going to make this second one with no facetiousness to my voice, no pantomiming the fucking smarter than me Magic player.
Okay.
If you play Terramorphic Expanse and Evolving Wilds because that's what you own,
cool.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. If that's the level of deck building that you can execute based on your ability, your card pool, your budget, whatever it is, or because you are playing that landfall deck and it's your first ever landfall deck and you need the double landfall triggers and can't afford the $20 Verdant Catacombs.
Hey, yo, you know what's better than Terramorphic Expanse or Verdant Catacombs in a landfall deck? Verdant Catacombs and Terramorphic Expanse in your landfall deck. Because both of them give you the same number of landfall triggers. And if there's 2 of them, that doubles that to 4.
As we say on Commander Cookout Podcast, fucking both. So yeah, I wanted to make that caveat because I don't want anybody to think that Commander Cookout said we can't play these cards because they're not good enough. We're the guys that just did the 3 CMC Mana Rock special.
Yeah, exactly, right? Play
bad cards, please. Yeah. I need you to play worse cards so I can win.
Although to be fair, if budget is a reason why you're playing a Terramorphic Expanse in your dual color deck, you can definitely get something that just taps for both colors for the same amount of money.
Yes, yeah, 10 cent Guild Gate or 10 cent artifact indestructible land from Maudie Ho-Ho. Right?
Open a new pack you'll get one.
Oh, you know what happened to me the other day?
Tell me.
So I buys a set booster from Capenna. Guess how many lands I got?
3.
Fuck. 3.
4.
No.
6.
6.
Holy
I got
shit.
6 lands in one booster pack.
Wow.
Now, also, I got 3 rares in that booster pack.
Were they all land?
Which is uncommon. One of them was. Ooh. I got a Triome. I got a basic. I got a Triome. I got 1 or 2 of those when at ETB sacrifice it, gain a life lands.
Insta-sack.
And then I got, then I got another one. I don't, and then I got another one. I got 6 lands.
Wow.
It was Providence, and I wasn't even mad about it because I got like the Triumph that I cracked was like $18.
Nice.
And a guy offered me to trade it, but I have a deck that it needs to go in.
Ah.
Yeah, so I didn't trade it.
Heck that guy.
Yeah, heck that guy. And the basic is cool. It's going to be like one of the ones that maybe I can paint. I collect basics just in case people want like basic land packages for painting.
Okay.
So I keep them.
Oh, you should have told me that so I didn't recycle all my money.
Oh, well, I have lots. Several long white boxes full of white border, old and new frame, black border, old and new frame. I have them separated so when people say, I want this land painted this way, or I don't care what land, but it needs to be this frame or this style, got them organized. Got to stay on top of the organization. Yeah.
Sick.
So anyway.
So Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds, outclassed virtually entirely out of the game at a certain level type of deck. Now, that got me thinking, where else has that happened?
Yep.
Where else has I'm going to use the term again, the power creep.
Oh, you said power creep. Buzzword.
I know, virtually pushed out cards that at one point were maybe not raucously popular, but like cards that used to see lots of play that just kind of don't anymore.
Yeah.
And I got a few examples of those in my brain.
The first category that I thought of was removal.
Oh yeah, because there's lots of those. Like you think of things like Vindicate. Remember Vindicate?
Vindicate, good card.
Have you ever played a Vindicate out there? Like
I have played Vindicate,
right,
but I am old.
Yeah, you've been playing a long time, maybe longer than the people who are listening to us.
Oh, I've been playing longer than some people have been alive.
I know, right?
T. Coates, man, he's not even fucking. He's like 5.
He was barely an idea when we started playing Magic.
Oh,
right?
okay. So, you know how he does the top 5 and 5s, and he kind of makes.
I don't know how he does it. I just know that he does it.
Yeah, and he does like that 90s VCR style filter, and it makes him look like old MTV skateboard videos and shit.
Yeah,
and you and I love that style.
Yeah,
because we're like old and watch TV in the 90s.
Yeah,
him wasn't even alive. So he's like
young punks.
He's a true Renaissance man because he's doing art from before he was even alive.
I love it.
Yeah, for super cool. Anyways, removal spells. Vindicate. Black, white, 1 sorcery, destroy target permanent.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's an amazing card, but it's been kind of outclassed by stuff like Anguished Unmaking. Ooh. And I mean, it was even outclassed by things like maybe like an Utter End or Unmake. There's a bunch of... Do you ever played Unmake? Do you even know what Unmake does? Right?
Unmake is Orzhov hybrid, exile target creature?
Yeah.
Fuck, did I get there?
You did there. You got there.
Dang, so I'm exiling, which is mostly better than destroy.
Better than killing, yeah.
A little bit of a harder mana cost, but in an Orzhov deck, I don't really care.
Yeah, you just have colored mana.
Because it's hybrid anyways.
Yeah.
And it's an instant. But it doesn't get anything. Anguish Unmaking, same mana cost, instant speed, mind you, gets anything, any non-land thing, for the cost of 3 life.
And sure, Vindicate still gets like the land or whatever.
Get you guys cradle or whatever.
Yeah, it gets the most versatility, but you still don't see it because Anguished Unmaking does virtually the same thing at instant speed. Thus, it's sort of outclassed the heavy hitter of EDH.
Important that Anguish Unmaking is an instant because usually it's going to get that. You know, that equipment that's giving them +10/+10, or it's going to get the creature with the enchantment on it, so you're going to 2-for-1 them at instant speed. Yeah. I'll take 3, but I won't die.
Yeah.
Fantastic trade. Vindicate can't do that. Right? Now, you might want Vindicate and Anguish Unmaking, Unmake, Mortify, Putrefy, Assassin's Trophy. You might want all of these if you need the density.
Sure.
So that might be reason to play cards that are traditionally outclassed, right?
Absolutely. But if you're looking at that, the class list, right, you're going to start at, I guess that would be an Abzan deck we're building now.
Yeah.
You would probably start at the top, and you'd have probably Assassin's Trophy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Swords and Path.
Yep.
Anguished Unmaking. Then you get down to crap like...
Maybe you'd play the 2 mana ones in black that get creatures.
Yeah, maybe.
Because they're 2 mana. If you
one of those
get
wouldn't
a creature,
be... You're not going to play Terror.
Ooh, we're not going to play Terror.
When was the last time you saw somebody play Condemn?
You could play, what's the Infernal...
Infernal Grasp?
Yeah, it destroys target non-artifact creature. There is one that does that, and there's... Or maybe I'm thinking Go for the Throat.
That's Go for the Throat.
Yeah.
And then there's like Heartless Act, and there's all these different cards that, they have caveats on them, but they're not as restrictive as something like Terror, When was the last time you saw somebody cast a terror?
Yeah.
Right?
Is it outclassed because we've got other options at 1 and 2 mana that get a wider swath of creature?
Yeah.
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 Some of those things too might be like Dismember, where you pay life and mana, and you're paying half as much fucking mana as Terror, or what's the black one? If you control a swamp, you can pay 4 life and cast it for free. Snuff Out. Snuff. Yes, play Snuff Out. That's a good one.
Right? There's just lots of cards that just kind of outclass old, heavy, and there's new ones coming out in every set. Right? And one of the exciting things, you look at ramp cards. Like, this is maybe just me thinking, but I haven't seen a Rampant Growth in a long time.
Rampant Growth is, WotC's actually said that they think Rampant Growth is too good for Standard. Yeah, Rampant Growth is pretty good.
Yeah, we'll print Explore, but we won't print Rampant Growth.
Yeah, Explorer, probably too good.
Yeah.
You know, last time that Growth Spiral's in Standard, man, one of the best cards.
Yeah, pretty damn
Yeah,
good,
you know
right?
why? Because it was fucking better than Explore. Yeah, harder to cast, but you know what? Because they're giving us all these 2-color lands.
Yep.
3-color lands, never mind. We don't really care. So,
but you see what we're saying. Like, even I think one of the stalwarts that gets through this is something like Cultivate and Kodama's Reach, because you still see that card lots and lots.
People are saying those are getting phased out though, because Commandy's too fast now.
Yeah, but they're getting down, right? And that, of course, X's out things that were old stalwarts like Sky Shroud Claim.
Yeah.
Or remember when
Explosive Veg.
Yeah, there we go. What's the one that was from? Ooh, I had it in my head a second ago. It was from Amonkhet. It just finds any 2 lands. It's green 4. Find any 2 lands and put them into play. And then if you have a bunch of deserts, you get a zombie. Hour of Promise.
Yes, is that it?
Yeah, like I'll find my Gaia's Cradle and my Wasteland for your Gaia's Cradle. And that's not good enough anymore.
Fantastic, not good enough, because 6 drops need to win you the game, is what lots of content creators say.
Yeah.
In tuned metas, more powerful metas, fringe CEDH metas. I was going to say when I was going like this, none of this from us today, none of this is actually a complaint about this.
No.
It's and again, we never try to be like fucking influencers or whatever, but this is our thoughts on the way that we perceive the format, right?
So, except for the end of turn on turn 1, crack your Terramorphic Expanse. If I can influence anybody to do anything, it's to stop doing that.
This is how you play Terramorphic Expanse. Play it, crack it, go.
Yes.
And then I'll search, and then you...
Yeah, by the time it gets back to me, I'll have shuffled my library, and my basic will be in play tapped. That's how you do it.
Yes, it's any basic from your deck on turn 1 is how you represent that.
Exactly.
With no other turn 1 play.
Yes.
Yes,
that is exactly how you do that.
That's fine. So, not a complaint, just a CCO public service advisement,
and
I guess.
Far from it, I actually really, really, really enjoy when there's densities of effect, because it lets you go really deep on a thing, right? And I talked about my Omnath deck quite a bit, and I really am excited that they print so many different ramp cards, because you can just build a really effective deck out of just throwaway uncommons, because they print a new ramp card in every set, right? I dig that. It doesn't matter that they're better or whatever than previous ones, because once I play all the best ones, well, now there's a bunch of maybe subpar ones that I can still play. And it allows you to have a density of effect. Lets you have a bunch of just cheap, monetarily removal spells for your deck, as opposed to having to go out and buy like the 10 really expensive ones, and that's all you got. Having density of anything is really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that there's bad tutors. I'm glad that there's bad ramp. I'm glad that there's unplayable removal. I'm glad of that, because people can use them to play the game.
Then I can fucking play those bad cards. Okay. We're back.
To them, we never left. But in real life, we went and grabbed a drink, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
We dunked on AC/DC a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Terrible. Yeah. So here's the thing. This is what I was going to say right when you cut off the recording was going back to your Omnath example, I like that because of the density and because of the number of different ramp spells or whatever, and because we don't all need to make the exact same 99, 100% tuned, whoever draws the best is going to win Omnath deck, I like that we can have an Omnath deck each, and our 99 could be like really different.
They can do the same thing, but different.
Yeah, if we both had an angry Omnath deck, Omnath 2, Locus of Rage, it wouldn't be that our deck is 99% different because we're both going to play lots of basics. We're both going to play some of the best Omnath ramp cards, but my deck could be, 30 or 40% different than yours.
Yeah.
And I think that that's really cool. I love, everybody knows that my EDH deck is Animar. I love talking to Dennis. He comes in and says, I built Animar because you guys talk about it on the show. I seen your Animar list and blah, blah, blah. And so shout out to Dennis. Sorry we didn't get to play in Regina. I ended up just drinking some beer. And when I came back up to find you, you fucking are gone. So it's your fault.
Come to Winnipeg.
Come to Winnipeg, yeah. Or come to the event in Saskatoon, August 13th.
Oh yeah,
We'll jam-a-mar there.
We'll beer there. No, we will beer there as well.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will.
Yes, we will. And the brewery that we like is moving just kitty corner from the hotel or whatever. So
shit.
It's going to be walking distance. Anyways, Animar is my example where I can sit down with somebody else who's actually playing CEDH Animar. And sure, the win combo is going to be the same, but mine doesn't really take into effect like that secondary plan of like a light kind of control stacks deck with creatures. Mine is all combo and just fits more tutors in and more fast mana.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to fly under you, right? And then there's the Animorphs list, and then there's the Eldrazi list, and then there's other combos that aren't the CEDH ones or Animar combo decks that don't have tutors. So there's so many different ways to build it that this plethora of cards that we have access to and the varied power level that we find different key pieces at, ramp, removal, combo, tutors, to have different tiers of that, I think is a very good thing. And it's up to you and I and people who articulate about the game to just emphasize that I'm not doing the stacks thing. I'm just doing the combo thing, or I'm playing jank. I'm playing Animar. Everything's gumball, like Lenny, right? Everything's worth less than a quarter to build my deck.
US quarter. That lets us play virtually anything we want because every card up here costs like $10.
Yes. You can save 5% off though if you use CCO Spring promo code. Very important.
That's very true.
Important.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about the one that just near and dear to my heart.
Oh,
and
you got one?
I actually think lots of people also really like cards like this, even if they don't know they do.
Ooh,
but
this is like the secret kink card?
They eventually will. 'Cause I think everybody loves a good clone. But I say clone, everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Clone. Okay, let's see here. 0/0, blue, 3, creature, shapeshifter. Sure. When it enters the battlefield, choose a creature. Clone enters the battlefield as a copy of the chosen creature.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
Gets around Shroud. Great card, really cool.
Yeah.
Unless you are building a deck that plays essentially every single clone.
This would be clone.deck.
Yeah. At this point in Magic the Gathering history, is there any reason to play clone? And I would argue no, because he has been outclassed so hard by every other clone. Like his mana, like some of the other clones cost 5 or 6, sure, but lots of the new ones cost 4, just like clone, and they have flash, or they can switch with their cloning every turn,
or they can copy anything.
They make copies of themselves. They can copy any creature. They're legendary but not legendary. Like you can copy your commander with them.
One is clone, but on the back is a land.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one
Right.
to discuss. Remember when everybody was talking about modal double face cards, and it's like, are these good? Would I play this instead of clone or fling, for example, if I can substitute the back as a land?
And
right.
Here we are.
Here we are playing whatever that is instead of clone.
Exactly.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Mirror pool mimic? Something.
I think so.
Whatever it is. But the point is, like, clone, while it's the name, it's the namesake of a class of creature in Magic that just you never play it unless you have the Stronghold one where it's the guy with the crossbow pointing at himself, right? Because it's got a fun picture on it.
Yeah, the oldest school clone one from Alpha and Beta.
That's the only reason you play it, unless you're trying to play it, because it is the bottom tier because it's been outclassed so hard and so often.
You know what I just thought of? You know what is so romantic about Magic? Romantic in the
The classical sense.
In the classical sense that I love to think about this kind of thing and reminisce about it, is that when we say I'll clone it, everybody knows what that means because the word clone is attached to a meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a card that perfectly encapsulates the meaning of that.
Mm-hmm.
I will play a clone, and it is the same thing as the thing that you played.
Yep.
And when you play Mirror Pool Mimic or Sakashima the whatever or Quicksilver Gargantuan, there's the 7/7 clone.
There we go.
Clones it, but it's a 7/7.
Yeah.
I can say clone your guy. People know what that means.
Yeah.
This kind of the same thing is like dies to Doomblade, right?
Yeah. Dies
Or
to Bolt.
Dies to Bolt means it doesn't have Shroud or Hexproof, and it's got 3 toughness or less.
Yeah.
I can say dies to Bolt, and there's some kind of language and meaning, understanding about what that card is. Like when I say, here's one that lots of people don't know is it's a 187 creature. That means it ETBs and does an ability. It ETBs and kills something. Like Necrotol was the first 187 creature, or one of the first 187 creatures, because a 187 is like code for homicide or whatever in Los Angeles, or whatever the meaning is.
Because Necrotol comes and kills a thing.
Kills a thing. It comes in and terrors a thing, to be specific. So I could say, if I'm not familiar with 187, I could say Necrotol ETBs and terrors a thing. Destroys target non-black, non-artifact creature. Fucking Necrotol outclassed by Chupacabra.
Yeah, when was the last time who knew Necrotol?
Man, there are going to be people in the comments, and make it so if it's you that say, I fucking played Necrotol in Standard. Guaranteed Aaron Carr. Aaron Carr's be like, Necrotol's my bitch. Like, yeah, he's going to play Necrotol, guaranteed.
But you see what we're saying. Like, there's so many cards that are like, they had such a huge impact on the game, and you only play them for sentimental value.
Yeah.
Essentially, you play them because you like them. And it's not a bad thing. It's just the way the game has worked. But why would you play, if you're going to play one clone in your deck, just one, why do you play clone over any other clone?
Yeah, the first thing that I think of when you say that is I would play a clone if I had an alpha or beta clone.
Yeah.
But other than that,
I have a Stronghold one, so I do play it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because I like it. I love
What's
that
the art
picture.
in Stronghold?
It's the one with the fucking guy pointing.
That's not the Stronghold art, you fuck.
I was sure that was the Stronghold one. That's the one that I have. I have a black bordered arrow pointing at each other one. And that's why I like to play clone.
Clone. Oh, look at all the...
Yeah, look at all of those
Look at all the different things with clones in its name. Okay, let's see.
Clone Legion.
Let's see. Let's go to the oldest. Oh, the arrow pointing at one. No, that's this one you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's the Onslaught one.
Onslaught one.
Joe'll have it on the screen probably. That was a riff off of the original art. This is the same guy from the OG art where it's just 2 dudes standing there looking at each other. Yes.
And then in that one, now they hate each other. They're gonna kill each other. It's awesome.
If I had an alpha clone because I hated
money,
it's gonna come up here and tell me what the value of it is. But the internet here is works as hard as we do.
Man, even the internet doesn't want us to know how much an alpha clone costs. That's why this is being a thing.
I got a funny thing. Okay, so I talk about the romanticism of something like clone. You talk about playing it out of because it's reminiscent.
Sentimental, yeah.
Sentimental. You play cards that are worse than other cards. Strictly worse. There's a clone with Flash, for example.
Yeah.
What is the card? I want to ask you, what's the worst card you play in any deck? But that's too obtuse, and you have fucking 900 decks. What's the worst card that you play that has a better version in a deck? Pop question. We didn't actually prepare this, so...
I'm going to dunk on myself a little bit here.
And you actually have an answer that fast?
I do.
Oh, okay.
I do. I think it's Decimate.
Decimate? Mm-hmm. One of your favorite cards of all time?
I love Decimate. It's one of my top 5 cards of all time, as illustrated in Brando's top 5 in 5 favorite cards of all time.
Did we do that? I think it was Brando's top 10 favorite cards.
Was it 10?
It's one of the first videos we ever did on YouTube.
Wow. Go back and check that out. It's probably really good. And probably still holds up.
Yeah, it's probably really fucking good.
Brash Taunter's probably not on there.
No.
It would be now, though. Anyway, I think that there is definitely a card that probably should replace Decimate in lots of decks, because Decimate is slow and it requires a bunch of different permanents.
Or else it just fizzles.
Others it doesn't do anything. So, there's probably a better option at this point. But I love Decimate, so I play it.
Yep.
Because I really like it. And when it feels really good when you get it to go off. I haven't said this in a long time. You get to pick the 4 worst things. The 4 things that you hate the most in play and just kill them all. Just kill them.
No.
If you're physically present with people, you can use the card to like shovel flip the cards off the table. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep.
Alpha Clone.
Alpha Clone. Scryfall says,
Oh my God.
not as much as I thought it was going to be. $316.
Well, that's not that bad.
It's not as much as I thought.
Still too much for a clone.
Imagine if you saved 5% on that and got 10% kickback. You get like $31.
Yeah, then you could get like, I don't know, one of every other printing of clone.
Yeah, man. A beta, $100.
Wow.
Yeah, 105. And then after that, unlimited 18, 10, 1, 42 cents. She goes down pretty steep.
Yeah, see,
Yes.
the price graph is like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Super funny.
It's like an airplane getting shot down, not crashing, getting shot down.
Shot down, yeah. Not
Yes.
even, yeah.
It's like a,
Yeah, all the wings just got blown off, and then it stopped moving at the same time and just went like this.
Speaking of that, this is the bonus episode. We talk about crazy shit on the bonus episode. You ever see Batman, Dark Knight Rising, the one with Bane?
Yes.
Until I was already a man.
Yeah, I didn't play Clone till I was already a man.
Remember the beginning of that show where they're all on the airplane and they
Yep.
kidnapped that guy and then made it look like a plane crash?
Yep.
They made it look like a plane crash by shooting the whole cabin up with machine guns and then cutting the wings and the front off of an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
Airplanes don't crash like that. And nobody ever mentions that.
Well, they maybe had faulty quality control at the factory.
Maybe?
Yeah,
But I mean,
put it back to manufacturing. Somebody with less money is going to take all the blame because corporate's going to fabricate a story. Don't you know how fucking corporate things like this work? I almost said corporate America, but really I'm not that far off.
But it was full of bullet holes.
Well, once it crashes, bullet hole, rock hole, it
There's
kind of looked the same.
bullets in the holes.
Bullets in the holes.
Because the bullet doesn't
Don't Google that.
Because the bullet doesn't go all the way through the airplane cabin, or
it does.
Or the cabin would have depressurized, and
It did.
everybody
They had
would-
masks on.
They would have got sucked up through the holes,
I don't know if that
like on
happens.
Alien Resurrection. It would have sucked their guts out like a pizza pop.
But they're not in space, and they're not going that fast by the time the plane's like crashing.
They
Mind
probably
you, they probably are.
They probably are.
I don't think if
The point is,
and you know
bullet
what?
holes, that's
Fen
stupid.
Bogarty's going to crash into the comments and be like, "You guys are idiots. You would get sucked out, or you wouldn't get sucked out. Let us know."
Yeah.
I guess if you're an aerospace
We
engineer,
have physicists in there. I've learned lots of shit asking questions like this. I've learned all kinds of things about how the world either works or would work in any number of the crazy scenarios that I have talked about on this show.
Okay, I got a question for you. Do you think Bane would play Vindicate or Anguish Unmaking?
Bane strikes me as an anguished unmaking guy.
Why? Because he needs to like do it at instant speed. You think?
Yep.
What would Batman play?
Batman?
Vindicate or Anguish Unmaking?
Oh, he doesn't kill. Batman doesn't kill, so he'd probably play something.
Well, maybe he would exile.
He'd bounce. No, Exile's even worse.
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
In the physicality, if magic was really happening, if you Doomblade something, you just kill it. Now it's dead. Is a dead guy.
Yeah, it's doom bladed in half.
It's a ghost now, right?
Yes.
But if you path it, that's way worse because it's like taking you and your essence are gone. You're not even a ghost. You're just nothing. It's very depressing when you think about it.
You're just nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing left.
You're
of
in
you.
exile.
Yeah, there's nothing
Whatever
left
that
of
means.
you. That's some shit. Because like if you're a ghost, you're in the underworld. We saw it in Theros. You can go down, you can save her, you don't look back, or the guy will suck you back into hell, have to be Satan's wife forever, and you just like walk out of the underworld with all your people. So you can never really die. But if you get exiled, there's no getting you back. Unless you play a Rift Sweeper. And that's depressing as hell, because now you're playing Rift Sweeper. Card never been outclassed because it's the only thing that does what it does. On a creature.
I've played Rift Sweeper and Pull from Eternity in Commander.
Yeah, right? That's good stuff. That's excellent
Man, didn't we
stuff.
make a combo deck one time where we played Pull
We
from
sure
Eternity?
did.
Where you put a card in exile back into your graveyard?
Sure did.
Fuck yeah, we did. Then we shuffled it back in.
Yep.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Was that the time when
We were putting like a Kozilek or something from exile into our graveyard to shuffle our graveyard back in so we could like keep exiling cards from our library with Arkslogger or
Yes,
something?
that's the one.
Was that
yeah.
that one?
It's when we made Arkslogger combo in EDH. Man.
Wasn't it like
We're so bad
infinitely
at this.
cast pull from eternity to get everything that we exiled back into our graveyard
Yeah.
and then we milled till we hit a Kozilek?
And then we Kozileked it to get it back. Yeah.
Fuck, man. Man, those are the glory days of CCO. That was the golden age.
Yeah.
Then we entered the Bronze Age, then the Iron Age, then the Wood Age because we forgot all our technology.
Yeah.
And then we fucking came back.
We-
What age are we in now?
We're probably in the flying too close to the sun stage where
Oh,
technology is going to take us down and we're going to eventually have to rebuild CCO Nation atop the ruins of what once was.
oh, then
CCO
we
Nation.
explore the criminal undercity or the City of the Dead underneath CCO City.
Yeah, man, you know what would be really cool?
CCO City kind of sounds like it's a Pokemon city or a Dragon Ball Z city.
Man, can you imagine if Ass Ketchum showed up to CCO City?
Man.
Oh, this little kid with his stupid electric rat, man, he'd be beaten down so hard, hey? It's like, I'm going to play.
I can't get over Ass Ketchum. I just feel like his ass is just going to catch all of the things.
He's going to catch them all.
Have you seen the size of the microphones we use?
Man, I feel like if I was a Pokemon... Man, we're just deviating from the topic, but let me do one more thing. If I was a Pokemon trainer, I would teach my Pokemon the only attack it would have would be to kill the other trainer.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah, if I had like a giant turtle with cannons on its back, you don't think I'm gonna shoot at a fucking other animal? I'm not an
With
idiot.
water?
I'm not an idiot. You just drown the kid.
I'm going to put an RPG in there.
Yeah, like every Pokemon trainer is stupid. You have a ghost that comes out of a ball that can like go invisible and do all kinds of crazy shit. No! 1, you steal the kid's wallet. 2, you strangle him with the other floating hand. Haunter, number 1 Pokemon, period.
Haunter?
Because he does the most murder. What are they going to do, put him in jail? You can't even put handcuffs on him. He ain't got wrists.
Yeah, I feel like Pokemon's got a lot of holes in it.
Yeah.
A lot of holes in the storyline.
Yeah. Ash is 10.
And he's been 10 for like 22 years.
That's right. It's like Bart Simpson, hey? Whew. That's not even a deep cut. I don't even like The Simpsons. The point is, The Simpsons has been outclassed by several other television programs that have come out in the last 20 or 30 years. And therefore, it is less relevant. But if you still like it, you can still watch it and still enjoy it. And that's okay. Just like Clones, just like Anguished Unmaking, just like Vindicate, all those things. And I think as new sets come out, we're going to see this happening more and more and more.
Holy fuck, that sounds like a final thought of the day.
I think it might have been.
You deviated so far around, you came back and thought you're first.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, see, every so often, even the blind squirrel finds that nut sometimes.
Yes.
A little acorn, dip it in butter. Apparently squirrels like that. You put some little butter on it.
Well, yeah, because butter is very high in caloric value.
In delicious is what it is.
Yes, also because it's high in caloric value. That's how our taste buds and the communique between heat and food receptors have developed through evolution to communicate with our brain. Higher calorie per unit food, aka food that's higher in fat content,
Bacon.
because it gives us more calories per gram. We've evolved to think that tastes better for when we were hunter-gatherers.
We're so smart.
Now it's a detriment because all we want to do is fucking put butter on everything because we live in a time of plenty.
Yep.
So
All we
maybe
want is
we're in
butter
the
and cheese.
age of butter, and when
The butter.
when the butter runs out, the butter age. Yeah, don't Google that.
No.
Oh man, once the butter runs out, society will collapse. It'll be some form of The Walking Dead, but instead it'll be like people who don't get to eat butter anymore.
Everything just gets stuck to the pan now.
And then we'll have to rebuild CCO on the bones of all the people who liked butter.
Oh, yeah. I like
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's my final thought of the day.
I like how my thought of the day sounded like yours and yours sounded like mine. It's opposite town. I love that.
Yes,
like
opposite
that a
town
lot.
is what it'll be once we rebuild CCO on the scars of the earth that were left over from the butter apocalypse.
Yes.
Yes.
We're really good at this. We are fantastic Magic the Gathering content creating professionals. And we really appreciate y'all being here, letting us do what we do. And we're going to be back. What is it, next Tuesday?
Maybe Friday?
Maybe even Friday with another piece of content from Commander Cookout Podcast. hit our theme song.